Hi guys, I thought I would pop back on and have a little chat today about what are some things that set off seizure activity in me from my functional neurologic disorder. Now, just to preface this, again, they are at least I haven't had them tested yet, but I'm certain they are non-epileptic seizures in nature. I know that some people who have functional neurologic disorder, physicians will call them pseudo seizures, pseudo meaning fake, so it's not really the preferred term anymore. But whatever you want to call them, they are very interruptive into life. And I wasn't sure yesterday if I was going to have a full-on paralysis episode or if my activity was going to be seizure in nature. Sometimes I'll get the feeling down my spine like I'm going to have a seizure, but I don't immediately medicate it. Either I'm safe at home or, I feel like maybe I could rest and it would go away. Sometimes it converts really, really quickly from the feeling into the seizure, and I just don't have enough time. It really depends on the day. But yesterday, so I'm nearing the end of my cycle, and I think I'd mentioned that my cycle is really difficult on me, or maybe I haven't yet, but it is. It's very, very difficult on me. It just plays with all of the chronic illness that I suffer with, and it makes me exhausted and tired. And that's why you're seeing me come to this video without a ring light, without the phone being balanced on anything, sitting in bed, because that's just how the day is. And I'm hoping that my vulnerability for coming to YouTube like this is appreciated by all the other chronically ill people, because life is not as a lot of us portray sometimes. And I know I want to portray perfection, and I've had to do a lot of things in my life to counteract that feeling of portraying perfection, because then that means that there's room for people to criticize. So in any case, yesterday I was feeling really exhausted. My two bigs came back over from their dad's house because they swap back and forth between our house and their dad's house, which is, only a block and a half away from where we live. So they kind of pop in sometimes and pop in and out, just depending on, maybe their bike is at the wrong house or whatever. In any case, it was swap day yesterday, so they came over, and my daughter, my middle daughter, so the 10-year-old, she came with her golden retriever, which goes back and forth with her. That is her dog between the two houses. And I was feeling lethargic coming up to her, and my son coming over, but nothing terrible. And I don't know if it was a bit of the noise that kind of triggered it or what. I'm gonna move and balance my phone here on my knee because I'm just getting tired of holding it. Anyway, I started to feel really dopey. Almost that feeling that you have, not so much when you're drunk, but like when you're like, it's the drinking, say, is like wearing off and you're just getting really tired and dopey. I don't really consume alcohol, but I have in the past. So yeah, I don't know if you can relate to that feeling, but just that really lethargic feeling kind of washed over me. And so I came upstairs and I lied down, but then my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter started playing together, and it was really, really sweet. And I wanted to come down and I wanted to be present for my husband who was making supper. And so even though I had this feeling of lethargy and I did have a little bit of the feeling in my spine, I didn't medicate because, one, I didn't want to make myself even more tired. And the reason that I was not totally sure if I was going to have a paralysis episode is because of the lethargy. Usually for my functional neurologic disorder, if I have severe tiredness that hits me, it's usually not the seizure. That's usually the feeling in my spine. And I kind of had a mix of both. And so I don't necessarily want to take the medication for the seizure if I'm going to have a paralysis episode, because that's just going to, in my mind, it would just push that over the edge. So I went downstairs and my husband came over and I could barely talk. And so he knew immediately that something was wrong. And then my dog jumped up onto me on the couch and he touched me. And that threw me into a seizure. And one of the problems was I had my pain medication stuck in my throat. So another thing with functional neurologic disorder is it comes with a lot of hidden symptoms. And one of mine is difficulty swallowing. And so every once in a while when I'm swallowing one of my well, it's not even every once in a while, fairly frequently when I'm swallowing one of my pain medications, it will actually get stuck in my throat and it'll try to like work its way back up. And so I was able to whisper to my husband, like, I have my pain medication stuck in my throat. And so he was trying to get me, he went and got me some yogurt, and I had a spoonful and then my brain just forgot how to swallow, which again just really makes me feel like I'm going to go into a paralysis episode, but I just had a seizure. And so this doesn't normally happen. Normally it's one or the other, not both. So after struggling to swallow, I was eventually able to swallow and I was able to get the pills further down. I asked my husband for help to get back upstairs. And so he helped walk me back up the stairs, and that's a risk in itself because I've had seizures on the stairs and face planted. So, you know, like, we do our best. He walks behind me to protect me, and then you know, if I go face forward, well, I just go face forward. That's just kind of how it is. Because there's nobody like to walk in front of me to protect me. So in any case, he gets me upstairs, and thankfully I didn't have a seizure on the stairs. And then I'm laying in bed, and I had another seizure, which was really frustrating because I could hear my, you know, older daughter and my younger daughter in one of the bedrooms playing together and giggling, and I wanted nothing more in that moment than to go and be with them, but I couldn't because of my body. And I think those are the most painful moments emotionally, when I am unable to be who I want to be for the people that I love the most in this world. And it's very painful. And so I started to cry. And that's unusual for me because I think just in my life I was taught like not to cry, and it was something that I was able to suppress so well for such a long period of time that even when my best friend was murdered by her husband, I didn't cry. I think I did when I was told, and a couple times after, but it was nothing like what a person would normally have when they're letting out emotions. So just being able to cry yesterday that I was sad about something, and, you know, really something very small comparatively speaking, to say, you know, my friend who is killed, that's actually progress for me. So that's how my seizure went yesterday, and I'm exhausted today. I'm hoping that if I take it easy today, and when I say take it easy, I mean like take it really easy. I don't know, like I feel like I already take it easy, so like easier. But then I won't have any more seizure episodes today, and I won't have a paralysis episode today, and that is my hope, so that maybe when the kids are here, I can actually enjoy them all together. Because it's really painful, you know, not being able to be what you expect from yourself for your family. Let me know if you can relate. Let me know if these are the types of triggers that you have. Like, is it emotional that triggers you? Is it physical? Like, do you get a feeling in your spine like I do if you're gonna have, you know, a seizure and you have FND? Because I can't even explain it because it just runs my whole spine and it's like a pressure almost. Like, it's feeling in a place where you don't normally feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't normally feel your spine and just become like very aware that your spine is there. That's not normal. That's like, this is the only time I've ever experienced that in my life, is with these seizures. Let me know what triggers you, and yeah, I'm just really interested. I hope that my story helps other people feel less alone, and that my coming to the internet and being vulnerable maybe helps other people do the same, so that we don't have to, you know, be so alone in this journey. Maybe there's other people that are like us, and that's my main goal here. So I really hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will pop back in with a more formal video, probably early next week. We are going to pick up a puppy tomorrow. There's a long story on that, so I don't know, maybe I'll make a puppy story. But I have some ideas for more videos in terms of like chronic illness and whatnot. And then if anyone else has any ideas for chronic illness videos, write it down below. I'm happy to engage and answer any questions that people have. Have a great day, guys. Bye.